Okay, 1856, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score. Let's play a normal d4 game for this one. Oh, it's another new account. Okay, it might turn out to be a little bit iffy this game, but we'll just find out. But new account with high ratings can be a bit skeptical. As he's played already more games than I've in a month anyway. 987 games of Rapid in a month. I'm on 965. That's in 7 years. So we both castled, we both got our piece development almost complete. So we're just getting a playable position for ourselves. That's what you're looking for out of the opening. And then you kind of worry about what to do. So he might be inviting the pawn forward here. What's he going to do? That's kind of relatively common, but I'll just play a slow steady move then, just to cover this square. It's quite common for the knight to run around the angles in these openings. So he attacks this pawn. So I'm just going to guard it, I think, and then put the bishop maybe on this diagonal. We could try and get forward as well, but knight back here to guard and then push. But it's just a nuisance. It's not a serious threat right now. But I like the idea of putting the bishop on the diagonal, and all four of them will be in there on their second square corners. Okay, he comes forward to hit that pawn. We might have to trade then or push on. What's wrong with pushing on actually? Take, take. If he pushes down, I guess we jump forward. What's wrong with that? If he takes, we go here. We can create a nice trio. Does it create an issue this way? Alternative is I'm just going to have to trade. Take, 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 take. Something takes. We can guard this one this way, right? Okay, let's not burn all the clock. Let's just trade it. Let's just trade it and hope for the best. We can still throw in e3. We haven't committed to e4 yet. It's just a case of which piece does he want to trade here. He's gone with the knight. I assume he'll go with the bishop there. The queen's a bit dangerous, but he could do. Just the queen might allow knight forward. So he has gone with the bishop. So he double attacks our pawn. So the only real move here then is to jump forward, isn't it? So what's he going to do? Well, there's not much else I can actually do. But does he go bold and actually jump in here? Rook across is probably forced if he does. He could trade. He may not do, but once he's come in, there's no obvious way back out. So he's come forward, attacking the pawn, restricting our bishop. Is pawn up a move here? Not quite, but maybe queen up first, threatening e4. It's a threat at least, isn't it? Pawn is guarded, and we threaten to play e4. So I'm going to play queen up, just to create a threat the following move. And if your bishop drops back, maybe we can push on. But you want to guard your knight, of course. Down now. I guess I just take. If I go this way, I'll lose my rook. So this one we can't. But we're still maybe threatening e4. Depends what our opponent does. Yeah, he's retreated the knight immediately. Probably a very good choice. So I assume I want the bishop up here now, and then I create that barrier, so if the c5 I can take back. So let's not burn all the clock. Let's just go here. Knight could potentially come back, and I guess I step forward, but we've got the option to take now when you play c5, which you probably do fairly quickly anyway. He's played bishop forward now. Okay. So I guess I need queen across to keep my bishop in trim. I don't see any other common sense moves here, so let's just play queen over e3 at some point. But he's going to launch a pawn. He's going to launch a pawn, so we don't necessarily need to play e3 just yet, because this is going to go one or the other there. There's not really too much else I can do. We want to try and get the rooks more centralized. Let's see what black comes up with. Knight down, and I'll probably just have to play queen here or queen back again. Not much else to be done, but the pawn is guarded. And if you trade, we attack the rook. Unless it leads to some tactics, takes, and bishop takes, bishop here. That might actually be on the board now. I've just realised, but a bit late, so there's nothing I can do about it. So here, if we go this way, he hasn't played it. He might have had a tactic there. Knight in, might he? He might have had that nice tactic. So I think I need to move like rook across to pressure this pawn. I assume he wants to move like queen down. So if we create a threat, but we get rid of this at the same time. Yeah, we'll look at that after the game. I think knight in was strong there. Idea, if I drop back, you trade first, then you take, queen takes, and then you crash through with a pin. I think that was on, but we'll check it after the game. So we're just creating a distraction threat here, attacking the pawn, getting our piece developed at the same time. We could throw a knight forward, a knight across, look to trade the bishop, and then try and get the rook somewhere to the center of the board. The e3 is definitely a move at some point. It's just whether we expect to trade the pawn, in which case we might be wasting a move. If he plays rook to c8, we might have a move like bishop h3. But he's got e6, so it's probably nothing, probably nothing. Okay, he's played queen forward. So what's the idea there? He's guarding his pawn. I think rook across might have been better, because bishop here, he could have gone here. So that kind of invites knight forward. So if he takes, I don't think he can take, because we go here. So he might have just actually blundered. He might have. The bishop's under attack, the queen will be under attack. If you take, we take back. Knight can't move because you lose your queen. So that's the candidate move to consider. Lose a knight, gain a bishop, and you can't move your knight without losing your queen. If you take, I take here, and there's no check because of the rook, so that looks a candidate move. If you take here, we just take the queen, right? So I don't see any reason to consider anything else right now. He's still fine, he's guarding, isn't he? But we can maybe trade this annoying bishop and develop the queen. I think he's still fine. I think he's still no serious threat here, but it's just a move that you might not have seen coming. And if he lands the queen on a wrong square, we could get a bit jumpy. So let's just see. But it gives your opponent a chance to blunder if he doesn't see it and he moves quickly, if we've calculated it correctly. So he's moved queen forward, so we can maybe take here now, but it's probably right to take here first. But I don't want the knight jumping in though. So if I just grab a pawn, if he takes, I'm happy to take back. If he takes, I can take back. He can check, we can drop back. There's no check hitting the rook. So I think I'm fine to take. I don't see a way to trap the bishop or get a good deflection on the knight. So I'm going to grab the pawn. Again, it's probably okay to pre-move here, but I've got 6 minutes on the clock, so no point pre-moving just in case. If he takes, I take here. Attack the knight, we attack this pawn as well. If he takes, pretty sure we just take back. Check, I think we just drop back. I mean, we could consider f3, but I'm pretty sure we just drop back. So he has taken the bishop, so I think we just want to take back here. There's only one check, and I think if we drop back, it looks fine. It does give him potentially knight round in another check, but I don't see it being a really serious threat. I think we're close enough with a queen that we can challenge it. So I'm going to take back. Knight in now, maybe just queen up looks good. But check. We can still consider f3. We could drop the knight back. We could just get the knight out of there. But the knight feels like it's on a nice square. We'd be happy to trade. So check. We can consider f3. It stops the knight jumping in. Queen then has to move again. It might actually, f3 might prepare e4. So it could actually be a good move. Let's just see what black does. And then we'll worry about our move. but we've gained a valuable pawn. Okay, so he's played knight across to attack the rook, hits the pawn as well. So rook takes pawn is the obvious move, just because we're attacking a pawn that's not defended. So that's the obvious move. We could go ultra defensive and just drop back out of the way. But you can move once a bit to try and gain material if you can, so take. So here, there's still no triangulation I see to get a check and hit the rook. There's no obvious threat with a knight coming forward. Now, if you take here, we can take back 2 ways. And the knight looks to be well guarded, so I think I'm fine to take. But is black going to start getting jumpy here? But surely after takes I can go here, but then... Now if rook's here and I go here, you are threatening to take and I can't take back. But a pawn's a pawn, isn't it? I'm going to gamble and take the pawn. It feels a lot riskier, this one. Rook might end up getting actually trapped and not able to escape. There's one square here guarded by the knight, but yeah, he's gone there. So if I go here now, if he takes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes. So that's not so good. But I do have queen up hitting the knight and the queen. So if you take, I take back. If you take here, I can take back. So queen up looks to be a move. Queen up here looks to be a move. If you take, I just simply take. You get a pawn back, and then we can move the knight somewhere. And we could move the knight immediately and hit the rook, but then you're getting into the territory of potential checks. Yeah, so knight there, you've got a check here. My time's vanished, hasn't it? Where's it gone? So do I just drop the knight back then? I think I do. I think I drop the knight back and then just say, if you grab a pawn back, fair enough. But there's no check now wherever the queen goes on this diagonal. So if you take, I've got the option to take. And if I get e3 and then I've got a protected pawn, just don't want to get this trapped. If the knight moves, there's another pawn. Maybe I can just even drop back here before play e3. See, depends what black does. If I can swap this rook for knight or bishop, that should be good as well, because we've gained 2 pawns. As long as I don't lose it for free, should be good. And I guess we're threatening to play even e4 and e5 or d5 as well. Yes, played the queen across. So the knight is now pinned, but we do have e4 as a potential move. So what you're going to do, maybe come in, doesn't seem bad, does it? e4 in, I guess I can't push, the bishop would hang. Maybe we get our rook active then, but e3 is a really good solid move. It's just whether you get our rook. That might be the idea, just simply going here. So what do we do? Even here, that's covered. I think I'm going to play rook across. Just hope I can drop the rook back this way if I really have to. I don't mind if I just lose a pawn. A pawn's just a pawn. Take, take. Yeah, he's gone after the rook, but can I drop back here now or here? I mean, I could risk going here, but that's got to be wrong, hasn't it? Here, encourage f5. I don't like the look of that. Here, f5. Here. See, I've got a square here. And you can't go to attack it. So do I stay in our opponent's part? That's my other kind of move, but it feels wrong. I want to go here, but you can see problems coming, can't you? I'm just going to drop back. I'm going to lose this pawn somehow, aren't I? But right now, it's guarded. Maybe we just go here in e3 and just say we've pinched a couple of pawns, go really solid and try and break this pin when the queen gets on this diagonal somewhere. I guess we can even push forward and kick the knight and try to advance our pawns. It should be okay, but it's, you only have to miss one single move, one single tactic, and the game can go horribly wrong. But surely just rook across now. Just preparing e3 or e4 at the right moment, but e3 now, the knight's just pinned, so that's awkward. So he's threatening to play forward himself. I'm going to drop the king back so the knight's not pinned. A knight and maybe just queen up or something, I'm not sure. Queen across. Queen for 2 rooks should be good. He comes in that way, so do we trade there then? No, I don't think we do. Got to be careful because he's got rook over, but he's attacking the bishop as well. So I think I have to actually go here. I think rook across is what he'd probably play. Maybe I've got rook over, maybe. He's putting up a really good defense here, isn't he? Really good. Okay, let's get that bishop moved. So now we can't take it. So, can we play rook back in e4 maybe? Just drop the rook right back. He's grabbed the pawn. Can he get away with that? Well, he's done it, so it doesn't matter whether he can or he can't. Let's just drop back. We're level on the clock now. He's suddenly speeding up a lot. Let's come across and drop the rook back. I want to play e3 or e4, but I don't want to lose my knight. Yeah, he's really playing this really well now. We're only one pawn up. If I go here, I just lose the knight, so that's no good. Knight's got to move somewhere, but where? Rook across, he could let us in potentially, but... Oh, he's given us knight down. Trade, we lose a pawn. Everything trades, but that surely should be good for us. I'm looking at this as well. But I'm just going to have to bail out of this one. But if he takes, I can take with a rook and keep my pawn. I attack the queen and the knight. So I've got to trust quick calculation now. I need to focus now for the last minute. Okay, I'm going to take. Got to trust my quick calculations here. I'm trying to put pressure on the clock now to keep my opponent under time pressure. Now let's push there. Done remarkably well, hasn't he? He's just got rook across. So I said the danger when you play new accounts. You don't know if he is this level or not, and I'm a little bit skeptical, if I put it politely. Is there anything I can do to survive this? Just the clock, really, isn't it? The clock is all I can realistically try to do here. Yeah, he finds that as well. It's amazing, isn't it? Wow. How the heck's he done that? Yeah. A little bit skeptical about this one, gotta be honest, but it is a new account with high ratings. We've got the win, but I'm not bothered about that. Let's just check it with the analyzer. If it wasn't rapid, I wouldn't have even bothered to play the game. It's what, 49 moves. They're the move times for both players there. Let's just put it through. See what it was in engine speak, but it felt like he played a rather good game for an 1800 level player there. But like I said, it is a new account. Only 1300 in bullet. 100 games, more than enough to establish your level. So I'm a bit skeptical about this one yet. Completely level all the way to the end of the game here. right from move 31 to 49, it's 0.0 level. I mean, maybe 0.1 at the very end there. But yeah, this is why you're generally best to avoid new accounts if you can do. If it wasn't a rapid game, I wouldn't have bothered to play the game. 91% each on the accuracy. We'll have a quick flick through. Should have taken with a pawn rather than the knight. So maybe it makes a difference just to develop the bishop rather than trading everything off too quickly. So we do end up slightly better here. For a handful of moves, but yeah, I should have played knight in even though you can't get back out. But it was the right move, excuse me. Yeah, so 1.8, we shouldn't have taken that pawn there. We should have played f3. We should have played that f3 with an idea to play e4. And then maybe we've just gone wrong when we've retreated, so I needed to play queen d3 here. Instead of activating the rook. And then there's just a handful more moves now. So that was a blunder. And it's suddenly going to jump back to level in a few moves' time. When he's taken the pawn. And then we're just about there now. So the next move. And that's it. So from this move on, move 31, it's level. Just as our opponent then suddenly speeds up. Obviously, I'm trying to play quickly as well to put them under time pressure, but noticeable change in the speed of play and just kept it perfectly level the whole entire way. Bit skeptical about this one. It is what it is, and it is what it is. If it was a bullet game, I wouldn't have even wasted my time playing the game, but it is what it is.